To our beautiful royals of Africa. Mbolo. This is Queen Ngningone II. Today, I would like to continue my teaching on our history. So before I start, I would like to address one of our sons who sent an email. He said that in his case, it's for sure he got sold, right, by people back at home. What I want you to understand is that we were divided. We were rival kingdoms, all right? So it was very common that once the king has fallen, anything went, all right? So anything went. Rival tribes will come in and snatch people and sell them. People will look for their enemies for whatever payback. So a lot of things went on after the kings were murdered. So I want you guys to understand that. But as far as our forefathers, our divinely crowned kings, right? They never sold anybody, okay? And the places where the kings actually betray their brother are not the majority. So this lets you to know that at the end of the day, we fought, okay? So I want that to be understood or overstood, like my people say. My people are so fancy. They come up with their own words. It's amazing. So I want it to be understood. Once the king was the ultimate kill. Once they kill him, they could do to his people whatever they wanted. All right? A divinely crowned king can never sell any member of his crown. And even those who engage in doing that, it was always POWs from a rival tribe or stuff like that. And we will touch on that because, like I mentioned in one of the videos, we, you know, their descendant, we have to learn to meet people at their level, because even for those who sold their, you know, rival kingdom or people who were not of their families, they did that in ignorance because they just assumed that a slave per African standard is going to be a slave per the savages standard. They had no idea, because per our culture, a slave is a human being. A slave has a right in your house. And if a slave become an integral part of your family, meaning if you adopt a slave, you brand them with your last name, you know, you people's last name, guess what? He becomes a child in your home. He becomes a child. He's entitled to a part of your estate, even your crown, if he happens to be adopted in a royal home. So that was also part of their ignorance, because until today in Africa, based on what a slave is on the Western definition, some people on the continent may consider themselves slave if you base that definition on that. But to us, a slave was a servant. He wasn't an animal. He wasn't someone you can whip and cut off feet and stuff like that. All right? Slave have rights. You know, slave, you know, earn money. You don't keep them like that and not pay them a dime. I mean, you may not pay them to the value of what their work is worth, but you still have to pay them something to take care of their basic needs, okay? So, today I want to touch on the law of one. I know that many of you have probably seen their publication left and right about the law of one. There's actually an ebook. It's not an ebook, it's an audiobook. You know me. I put my ear everywhere they have our stuff, right? So there's an audiobook I found where they claim that some extraterrestrial came and contacted a group of people and gave them the 411, the download. as I said, they've been trying to be us because those downloads were received by our ancestors. So they have publication about the law of one because, you know, our crowns are based on the principle of one, that we are one before the Creator, right? So they have teachings in there that says that their extraterrestrial told them that if you are in service of others is good, but if you are only in service of self, it's like doing for the collective. So that's the catch, all right? Because in order for them to bring us down, they were conscientious about the future. So they knew that any original teachings that are genuine had to be erased or modified. And this is where it comes. They say in their stupid books that if you're in service of self, it means that you're also in service of the collective. This was a way of them to ensuring continuation of their evil. Because if their kids read that, their kids gonna be, okay, we don't have to free the slave. We don't have to treat black people any better. All we have to do is treat ourselves better. We would have also done for them. You see how they sacrifice their own. I mean, they lead them on the wrong path intentionally to maintain dominion over us. That should let you know what we're up against. This is not a game. For those of us who are out there who think that this is play. This is not play. Okay, this is an entire group of people. Welfare is whether we will get it right as the ancestors were mandated to, or we will perish. I can't stress that enough. All right, so in order for them to ensure that their cruelty will continue, you know, they modify stuff like that in their writing. All I can tell you, the law of one, as the Creator mandated to our ancestors, is we all one. Okay, so your brother's pain should be your pain. Your brother's sorrow should be your sorrow. Your brother's joy should be your joy. Your brother's happiness should be your happiness. All right? That's why savages, because there are people who are royals and those who are savages. Savages, when they see you happy or they see you making people happy, they go behind your back and try to persuade the people not to believe in what you're saying. That is, it may be lies. They try anyway to discredit you so that they could inject them their venom because they feel poorly inside. So they have to make sure other people feel also poorly. When they see people ready to catch a break, they go and tell them no. They go and disroute them. Okay? So you have to know that in our selection process of kings, the one who gets to wear the crown of honor is the one in service and who has the capacity, who has a heart for it, because it's not everybody that is born to serve people, including those who hate them, right? So the person who has the spiritual capacity to do for others. So the one who gets to get crowned king, he's the one with that heart to be of service to others, to be selfless, to put others first. They tell you to put yourself first and stuff, but there's a quality in kings. When push comes to shove, like they say, they're ready to lay their lives, you know, for their people. So that's why I tell all of you to kick that idea off your head. No king in Africa, no divinely crowned king in Africa sold anybody. All right? And even during my initiation, our ancestors made sure I tell you that. Tell our sons and daughters that we fought. It was over our dead bodies. They got a hold of them. Okay, so what happened after the kings were murdered? That's another story. But these people who did that, you know, they knew that they won't be able to keep us in captivity forever. So they made sure they told lies that would work to their favor, right? If you tell the world that this group of people, their own crown king sold them, it means they're my property. So it's just like, to imagine, like, my heart goes out to those with missing children. Imagine the bastard that has a hold of your kid. All they do is put in that kid's head that, you know, you here because your mama actually received money from me for you to be here, knowing that they snatched that kid. So you see, so you have to be, you have to really, really be careful with the teachings they have out there. A lot of their teachings are shaped in a way where they ensure continuity in the perpetration of their evil against us. What I want you to take away from this is to keep in mind that you got knocked off your throne. So the challenge is for you to find where you drop your throne, dust it off, clean it, and wear it like you're supposed to wear it. Okay? Don't let anything outside that distract you. So next, I will touch on some of our daughters, right? They're bold enough to come on my page and come and spit venom. I don't know who they think I am. I don't know if they think I'm their little homegirl. They can come out like that. I don't know if they think that because they have grown breasts, right? Like our mothers used to tell us when we tried to catch an attitude with them. They would tell us, not because you grown breasts that you think you could ever be a woman next to me. You will always be a child. So, with the crown bestowed upon me, regardless of my age, regardless of my accent, regardless of my appearance, you know, I guess I don't look rough enough for some of our daughters to take me seriously out there. But all I have to tell you is that those who set me on this mission gave me my guarantees that nobody gonna dare mess with me and left standing. Those that come to my page just to spy and come and take everything I say and go and weaponize it against African. So if you think you can do a better job, set up a platform, let all of us know, and we'll follow you. We'll come and hear what you have to say. But it's way too easy for people who are not willing to risk anything. Many of them hide behind some aliases to come and spit venom. Because when you come and put your energy there, you have left a footprint. And with that, I can do whatever I want. So, to our stupid ones out there, be careful with me. You're okay? This mission is not your little play thing. This is my life purpose. And those who put me on this path won't be kind to you and your loved ones should you keep it up. They'll make sure they get you out of my way and quick. Okay? Something else I want to cover is some American African, and I use my word very on purpose because they're American first before anything. I don't want to waste my time with people the enemy has conquered to that point. Those of our children who see us Africans around as enemies, I'm not God nor trying to be one. I don't want to waste my energy on those. I want to invest my energy on those who are clearly looking for the truth out there so they can know where they come from and where, you know, and what kind of future, you know, the Creator, the God of our ancestors has for them. So I'm here to enlighten those. our children who have become American African, this is not for you. Some of our sons and daughters are posting fear-mongering videos out there about Africa. They say, oh, there will never be Africans for us. What do you know about us? Many of our children make the mistake when they go to Africa. They don't go with humility. Like, hey, I'm your lost child. I'm visiting. Show me this, teach me that. No. Many of our kids, when they go home, they go with their American identity. Well, if you put your American identity first around people who don't want them around, and you identify as them, what do you expect? Some of them will treat you roughly. Some of them will throw in your face that since you're American, you don't belong. But if you go home and be, hey, I'm your lost child. I came here looking for my root, where my people, I did a DNA test and they told me I'm from this land. Where can I find this tribe? Or stuff like that. You will have a whole different experience. Okay? So, to our royals, okay? So, I want you to know something. If anybody tells you that Africans had slaves, all right, tell them to shut up, because it's not true. Africa had a system of servitude. We had servants. And even servants had a pay. They had some kind of benefit for working for that person. Now, if the servant becomes an integral part of your family, meaning if you adopt them rightfully, they become your child. In the eyes of the law of the land, in the eyes of the family, in the eyes of the ancestors, and in the eyes of God. So, to our lovely royals of Africa, as usual, it's a pleasure for me to receive messages from adorable royals out there who give me strength, who give me encouragement, who tell me, listen, Queen, don't worry about these people. Some of our people are lost, so lost. Don't worry about them. But many of us do want to know about who we are and where we come from and what's next for us. So what I'm telling to those lovely royals, prepare mentally, emotionally, and spiritually that we're going back home, where we come from. Okay?